thank you for your attention and, shall we say, a challenging message. Some messages are easier to preach than others, some are more difficult. Just like I'm sure some messages are easier to listen to than others, and some are more difficult to listen to than others. Who has the first question or comment? John, you're just going to have to speak up today, no sound.
All right. One of the things that left off the page at me when I was reading that article about the atheists is that it talked about the secularization of the church. Nobody seemed to make the connection that the numbers of people that no longer profess Christianity or any religion may very well be because the church has nothing for them. If we're secular in the church, there's no possible reason or no necessary reason to go there. You can get it on TV, you can get it in the news. You don't need the church if the church has made itself irrelevant. So it just, they look at the numbers as if they don't have any bearing on what the church is doing. So it's just a comment, but why can't anybody seem to make that connection?
And Corinthians is the passage to study, because Paul was very clear. The people that are being lost think I'm irrelevant. They're irrelevant. What's relevant is Christ, His Word, and His wisdom. That's what's relevant. We have decided as a church that the wicked define what's relevant. Have you noticed that? We've decided that they can tell us how to love them. You've been told that a million times, haven't you? Hey, you can't say that. That's not loving. By their definition. We're taking the word of people who are comfortable with killing babies. Think about that. Think about that, please. We're taking the word of people who are comfortable with killing babies to tell us how to love. Wow. Wow. I don't know what else to say. Shocking. It's just shocking. Oh, that's not loving. Oh, yeah, you're killing babies in the next room. You're not being very loving. Thank you, John. So much more to be said about that. Yes, Toby.
Oh, we
have a mic.
I'm sorry, I don't need it. What would be a response to the folks that are doing the billboards? I mean, what if that was out on 23 here? Would it be wise to spend the money and what the fool has said is, you know?
Yeah, it'd be wise. Yeah, it'd be good. Sure, it'd be good. What I'm concerned about, and John and Seth and I had this conversation, I'm very concerned that the churches in that area will have no response whatsoever, except to retreat further into fourth contraction and say, look, see, it's real proof that the rapture's coming soon. Again, now we're really getting it. And we'll have you know what I would like to say? Let's talk fairy tales. At least the people that come to church and have to do with more witticism, if you will, like really, really cool witty, and be able to put it on a billboard like they do. But what I like to say, you know what? At least the people that come to church want to be there, or they wouldn't go. You people are forcing me to pay for your lies, and we get stuck with them whether we want them or not. That's what I'd like to say. Let's talk about forcing and lies and all that kind of stuff. I'm paying for your things. At least the people here pass the plate, voluntary.
I don't get why they're writing to Santa. I guess I just don't understand the billboard, because Santa's fake and everyone knows he's fake. Sorry if anyone believes in Santa here, but you know what I don't get it. Like they're like, oh, there's a fairy. I'm too old for fairy tales, but I just don't understand. I don't get it. I feel like it's a weak billboard.
It is a weak billboard.
I just don't understand.
Let me see if I can explain it this way. And if you've ever really dealt with anti-Christians, you will know something, and that is that they are very comfortable with contradictions as long as it's anti-Christ. You will notice that. I had I did what I don't do that often, but I thought I had some time. We all know that getting a Facebook battle takes time. And I decided to jump in this week on one. It was kind of an amazing thing that happened. I'll just try to tell you real quickly what went on. They were arguing about whether or not the cat could become a dog. And I don't know if you've seen that Ray Comfort movie or not, where Ray Comfort is asking secular people about evolution. When did a cat become a dog? And these people are coming back with the change of bacteria. You know, Ray Comfort's saying, well, it's still bacteria. It hasn't, bacteria hasn't become a aardvark, for example. And the aardvark hasn't become a dog. And the dog hasn't become a cow, and the cow hasn't become a horse. And this went on, and one guy brought this up, and they started arguing about it. And so I jumped into the middle of it. And I asked the question, if cows always give birth to cows? Pretty simple question. You know what I got back? I got a bunch of stuff, but one of the things I got back from some knowledgeable person was, of course cows always give birth to cows. Otherwise, evolution wouldn't be true. Silly me, you know. Here, I thought that was my position as a tradition. Where's my brain? Said that. I know where it is. I could show it to you on my Facebook. Well, not on my page, but on the page of this. That's what I said. See, they're okay with believe it. You will run into all kinds of contradictions with these people if you talk to them long enough. It usually takes time to get these contradictions out of them. Understand, they're very comfortable contradictions as long as they still believe they're warring against God. And this is that case. Hey, it's against God, who cares? Who cares about anything else? Yes? Seth.
Just to jump back to the passages here, I think another clear example, and you can dispute, again, how you want to see the Old Testament speaking to the church, but I would challenge anyone to find a time where the nation of Israel ever allied itself with a nation that did not fear God and did not serve Him, and God did not destroy them for doing so. Every time. They would see a challenge, they would go and ally themselves with another pagan nation to help them defeat that challenge. Sort of the old, the enemy of my enemy is my friend philosophy, and every time God judged them for that. And I think that's exactly what the church is doing. We're looking for allies in every corner to help us combat all these other bigger enemies that we can't take on ourselves, and all we're doing is heaping judgment upon ourselves.
No doubt about that, Seth. The best example is the Jehoshaphat example when he allied with Ahab to fight the Syrians. And when he got back, he had to face a prophet who said he shouldn't have done that. There's so much that could be said about that. But I would argue then that they were embarrassed, that God embarrassed them. The other nations had cool idols. They said, here's our God right here. And the Israelites didn't have to be embarrassed. I argue that we're embarrassed today as well. The Bible embarrasses us, the Old Testament especially. Somebody brings up the conquest of Canaan, and we're headed for the tall grass so fast. Yeah, but I just believe the New Testament. I got news. The New Testament believes in the Old Testament. We have another question.
A good saying that we can use with our families is that we live on a battleground, not a playground. I got that from Jeff Vodkin. Not my saying.
Thank you. It's true. This seems to be working. Okay, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, it is a battleground. That's why we work so hard with our families and our children, not so that they can be great players, but so they can be great warriors. Who else has a question? Now that I have my microphone, I'm really ready to roll. Thank you very much for your kind attention here this morning.